Hey YouTube, how are you? It's Money Minded Michelle and I'm back with another video. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you like what you see, you stay and subscribe and decide to become a part of the Money Minded tribe. And for my returning subscribers, welcome back my friends. As always, it's a pleasure to have you. So the theme of today's video is a little bit of a collective haul. I've got some Dollar Tree, just a few little items from Walmart, and some Goodwill goodies that I can't wait to jump in, share and show. So let's go. All right, Dollar Tree, just a small haul today, you guys. First of all, kind of a borrow, but a good product, and it's this nasal relief spray by Family Care. At the time that I purchased this, it was $1.25 still. One pump per nostril will have you clean and clear for a good 12 hours. It's really good stuff. Just don't overuse it because that can actually make you even more congested. But if you use just, again, 1 to 2 sprays per nostril, for 12 hours. If you do that, you will be clean and clear and breathing better. Allergies have been kicking up a lot lately. So this is a good pickup. Made me a lot more comfortable. I also picked up 2 of these by the, let's see, this is Storage Essentials. 2 of these shelf risers, the wire shelf risers. I picked these up, I believe a few hauls ago. I think I showed them. I had picked up those self-watering pet dishes from the pet section for $1.50 a piece. And I had plans to put them up on these risers. Well, I have 2 risers, and so I have enough, it's enough space for the water, and I have them zip tied together, but I really wanted 2 more so I could elevate their food as well and just kind of turn it into like a little feeding station, That way I'm keeping just what they're already used to eating out of, but elevating it from the floor because that's supposed to be better for them and their digestion and that kind of stuff. So I went ahead and grabbed those. Let's see, from the from the paper goods section, I went ahead and picked up these, the plastic cups with the sip lids. You get 6 of them. They're really sturdy cups. I picked these up for $1.50. They are 20-ounce cups, which I think is a great size for. I plan to use them to finally make myself a chai latte using the Yogi Barista Light Organic Chai Latte. Only 50 calories per serving. It is a reduced sugar, no artificial sweetener, chai concentrate, which I love a good chai latte, but I do not love paying Starbucks prices. Starbucks gets very little of my money, but I do love a good chai latte, and I plan to try it iced in one of those cups with the sip lid. I'm going to pair that with the Marcel's Modern Pantry oat milk. This is really good, you guys. I like to use oat or almond milk over, if I wanted to drink a glass of milk, I would just drink cow's milk because I'm able to digest it fine and, we get along a-okay. But I like oat and almond milk sometimes just because, first of all, their shelf life is a little bit longer in your fridge. That's a nice convenience. And then I like it over cereal or in oatmeal. Then I kind of like it, especially for overnight oats. I really like a plant-based beverage to make overnight oats with. But I plan to use it to make myself an iced chai latte in my cool sippy cups that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Yay, adult sippy cups. They're not just wine anymore. I'm not a wine person anyway, but I digress. Moving on from the Halloween section, I had to do it, you guys. I had to do it. I know I'm only supposed to be replacing cups, but this glows in the dark. This was it. This was the selling point for me. It glows in the dark. I mean, it does not get better than this. If I have room in my luggage, I think this may come with me to Mexico because when I'm at the resort, I'm not an alcohol drinker really very much. They're gonna make money on me because I really won't be imbibing too much. It just makes me tired, and frankly, I don't need any help in that department. I'm fine not really drinking very much, but I do love an icy cold Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or whatever they have available, and so I think I'm gonna grab one of these tumblers. So instead of using one of the resort's small glasses, I can get me a big cup for hanging out by the pool. Plus, it glows in the dark. Plus, who else is gonna have a glow in the dark cup but me? I doubt very many people. So anyway, I thought that was a cool pickup. Grab that. And then finally, from Dollar Tree, I found some books. It's so funny, I know I show a lot of books on my posts tab, and a lot of folks have commented, I never get any good books. You always get all the good books. Oh, no. Just understand that I am going to many different locations, and I might find one here, a couple there, it really depends. And I show those pictures because I don't buy all of those books. So pretty much anything that I show in the posts are things that I think so other people may be interested in, or I think may be interesting, but not necessarily to me. And I just want to share with my audience. So with that said, I did find some books that made it home with me. The first of which is a couple of hauls ago, I showed you guys that I picked up the book Dear Evan Hansen, which I'm really looking forward to reading. And then don't you know, here's some kind of companion piece. It's, let's see, it says the award-winning songwriters of Dear Evan Hansen, Benj Pasek and Justin Paul, You Will Be Found. Which may make sense if I do eventually see the musical. I'd like to read the book, then I'd like to see the movie, or the musical movie. And then, perhaps it'll all wrap up and it'll all make sense to me. But this is just a cool book in general, because look at the inside, you guys. It is full of, and it's a to and from. You could give it as a gift, and it says to so-and-so from, because this book found you. It's kind of cool. You will be found. And it shows like pictures of constellations, and it says, have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Look at these beautiful illustrations too, you guys. Gorgeous. Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Okay, I won't go on. I could, but I won't, because it's not exactly story time with Mish, but I did want to share just some of the beautiful illustrations that are on the inside. So whether you keep this whole, if you're a fan of the story, if you are a paper crafter, if you, whatever reason you might want this, if the message seems to speak to somebody that you know, it might make a really great gift. So I actually, there were two on the shelf and I bought both of them. I couldn't leave it behind. And the other one, I'd like to keep either as a gift or perhaps for a future giveaway. So I grabbed that book. And then next is a book that I've shown before, you guys. And I've bought it a couple of times because my problem is I cannot leave a good journal. A good guided journal. And this one I love. I've shown it before. It's By the Roses, Book the Trip, Say the Words, A No Regrets Journal for Pure Happiness by Lucy Juarez. And it's really awesome. It's a guided journal and it's beautifully illustrated. So it might have a quote on one side and then like, an instructed and guided activity on the next. Here's another one. This quote says, if you obey all the rules, you'll miss all the fun. And that's a quote from Katharine Hepburn. And then on the page next to it, it says, break the rules. What rule in your life, real or self-imposed, is holding you back from happiness? How will you break it in the name of unbridled joy? Oh, wow. What a great thing to write a little bit about, right? Super cool. Let's find another one. Let's see. Here we go. You will love me later because I told you the truth. And that's a quote from Mary J. Blige. Boom. Also beautifully illustrated. Look at these colors. If you don't use this as a journal and you just use it to cut out and frame these quotes, use them for paper crafting, junk journaling, what have you, just for inspiration, I think this is a great pickup. And so anyway, it says, you will love me later because I told you the truth, Mary J. Blige. And then on the opposite page, it says, say the words. Call to mind someone you've been eager to reach on a deeper level. As you envision his or her face, boldly write the words you want to say. And then on the bottom, it says, set a time and place to say the words face to face. Ooh, so challenge and then further challenge. Okay, last one. This one says, life must be aromatic. There must be scents. Somehow there must be some. And that is by Gwendolyn Brooks. Beautifully illustrated again. Pretty colors. And on the other side, it says, breathe in beauty. Do you long to breathe in the salty ocean, surround yourself with the aroma of freshly ground coffee or freshly baked bread, or walk among floral scents in a greenhouse or garden? Allow your sense of smell to lead you somewhere not on your schedule today. How does the experience awaken your day? This is awesome, you guys. There's so many fun activities in here, so many things to just kind of awaken your senses and just bring about maybe just a better quality of life. By the Roses, Book the Trip, Say the Words, Lucy Juarez. If you see this, pick it up. I've picked it up a few times. I want to say I have 3 of these. And then this one, again, another journal I could not leave behind. I've never bought this one before, but I did see it on Jennifer Mowen's channel. And it's this one. It's Go Your Own Way. And it's by Mira Lee Patel, best-selling author of Start Where You Are. It's a journal for building self-confidence. How awesome is that? And on the back it says, celebrate the person you are and discover where it will take you. In a world that rewards conformity, it takes courage to remain connected to yourself and to honor what sets you apart. Filled with inspiring quotes and thoughtful prompts, this vibrant journal is a tool for doing just that. Join acclaimed artist and author Mira Lee Patel on a journey to explore, reflect, and grow into who you are, one insightful page at a time. And you can see that's a beautiful cover, you guys. So I'll show you some of the illustrations on the inside. There's a Venn diagram you can create. Here we are. Look at that. Wow. Go your own way. Any Fleetwood Mac fans? I know I am. And I got to see Stevie Nicks a couple summers ago. And let me tell you guys, even in her 70s, I want to say she's the same age as my mom. So she's like 76. She's amazing. Amazing. But I digress. Go your own way. The scariest moment is always just before you start. And that's a quote from Stephen King. How cool is that? Guided activity on the next page. So this lovely book. Oh, you know what? I haven't even been doing prices. Oh, shoot, you guys. I'm sorry. I haven't even been doing prices, and I don't want to pick the back because I got my nails done. So just rest assured that most of these, all of these, are worth way more than the $1.50 I paid for each. Books are up to $1.50 in Chicago. So go your own way. Love that. And this last one, you guys, I think is so different. It was the cover that kind of drew me in because it's so colorful. It's Crazy for Birds. Look at that. How fun is that? By Misha Maynarick Blaze, excuse me. Crazy for Birds. Even the two kids say, we're going cray, cray. Oh, no, we're talking cray, cray. Isn't that funny? It's so funny. I'm like, what is that? At first I thought it was a novel or a kid's book, but then it's actually all, okay, so introduction. Birds are the life of the skies, whether they fly, when they fly, they reveal the thoughts of the skies. And that's a quote from D.H. Lawrence. And here, the world abounds with a spectacular diversity of birds. And it's literally a book all about birds, you guys, that is just beautifully and colorfully. Oops, I don't want to lose this page because I wanted to show you this one specifically because it was one of my favorites, and I opened to it in the store, and I went ahead and put this napkin inside so I would remember where it was. But it's literally all about all different kinds of birds, and it's like the illustrations are unbelievable, you guys. Feathers. And let me see. Now, here's the page that I wanted to come to the most because look at this, look at these flamingos. How beautiful, right? Flamingos. A flock of flamingos is fabulously called a flamboyance. Fun fact, right? This super cool book, actually, okay, so I'll tell you, the prices exposed was $20 in the US, which I can believe. It's incredibly, 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 beautifully factual and interesting and illustrated. This $20 book, I paid $1.50 for. Pretty amazing. 6 little quarters for Crazy for Birds. Fun fact about me, I'm terrified of birds. They kind of freak me out. I mean, birds are fine as long as they're nowhere near me. I don't want to touch one. I don't want one flying near me. I don't want to feel the flap of their wings. Please do not put a parrot on me. I don't want to hold your parrot. Like parrots especially, they freak me out. I'm sorry. They just do. They're beautiful from afar, but I don't want anything to do with them. And let's move on from there. But that book is super cool. I think it's really pretty. Let's move on next to Walmart. I just found a few things, but some really good purchases. First, I found 2 of these Time and True white V-neck t-shirts. This is a ladies triple XL, they say, but this is actually fits more like a 2X, according, to as far as like some of my other branded shirts are concerned. But I did pick these up in the 3X, especially for the price. Why not? And after you wash and dry, pretty much they do shrink quite a bit. But I'm going to keep one white. I picked up 2. These were only $2 a piece, you guys. $2. I didn't even mention that, sorry. But they were $2 a piece. So I think I'm going to keep one white, and the other one I plan to bust out the tulip tie-dye kit. I mean, not all of these colors. I'll probably just pick a couple. Maybe I'll just do like, maybe just these 2, the blue and the teal green or something like that. Or maybe I'll do this green, or maybe I'll do these 2 greens. That's what I think I'll do. I'm going to grab these two greens. I think they're really cool and just use those. And what's nice about this kit is they're pre-filled with the powder dye. You just put hot water in here, shake it up, and you're good to go. I've used one of these kits already. Jacob and I did a little tie-dyeing this summer, and we had a really good time. I had found some white cotton bed sheets at Target for an incredible price. The twin extra long, I want to say I paid under $10 for, which is incredible. They were really nice. They were threshold, and they were so the cotton really high quality, but they were stark white. And so I bought him black dye, and with a squeeze bottle, I mixed up dye. And so he went ahead and did, and it kind of looks somewhere between like a batik dye and a Rorschach test. I can't exactly decide, but we really had a lot of fun doing that in the backyard. And I took one of my smaller tulip kits because I had ones this one is like one of my gigantic ones, but I had a smaller kit and I grabbed a few bottles and did some tie dye myself. So I'm looking forward to doing some more again. So I don't know, or maybe I'll do both of these shirts. I don't know, for $2 a piece, why not? Have a little bit of fun while the weather's still nice, you know? So easy to do and so much fun. Such a great project with kids. Moving on. I also picked up, I saw in the cosmetics area in the corner, I saw one of the employees, she was marking down a lot of sunscreen. I said, ooh, I need to go over there because I do have an upcoming trip this winter to Cancun. So I went ahead and picked this up. This is a great deal, you guys. 8.5 fluid ounces of the Neutrogena Beach Defense 70 SPF lotion in a pump bottle. Normally $11 and what does it say? $11.88. I picked this up for $3. $3 for Neutrogena. Yes, please, and thank you. And what I like about Neutrogena products, I've used some of theirs, like just samples that I've bought because it's normally very expensive. I use, a lot of times I just use the Equate brand of sunscreen, and that works just fine too, by the way. That's perfectly great sunscreen, no problems there. But I like the Neutrogena because it's not at all sticky. It blends in the skin really nicely. So I thought this was a super duper pickup. I could pick this up and easily this will last my whole vacation. So I went ahead and grabbed that. And then I went ahead and grabbed this by Equate, normally $7.48. It is a soothing aloe spray. And I'm like, how genius. I didn't even know this came in a spray like this, So yeah, I thought this was a super cool pickup for only $2. Or even in the winter, if your skin is irritated at all, if you have a rash, it's not just for sun necessarily. This could be a nice pickup. So if you see this in store for a good price, like $2 or less, I would go ahead and grab it because normally this is $7.48. Sweet. Very, very good. And let's see, that's all of the items from Walmart. See, I told you it was just a few. And then lastly, you guys, I found some Goodwill goodies that I'm really excited to show you guys. First of all, I went ahead and grabbed, they had a pair of these and they were in excellent condition. They are the Campbell's Kids soup mugs, which I, over the years have had. I had a set of 4 of them. Gosh, I must have picked those up 30 years ago, like when I was working at a grocery store in college. And yeah, I think that's when I picked those up. And I believe I have just one left from that original set. So I found these. They're not vintage. I don't even know when they're from. They were only 99 cents at Goodwill. 99. There we are. Let me see if I can peel the sticker and see. See, I don't want to like ruin my nails. That was the same thing I didn't want to do with the books. And it's not coming up easily, you guys. These are not vintage. That's not why I even bought them. I bought them because they're cute. I bought them because they're useful. They are great for oatmeal, chili, soup, whatever. These are awesome soup mugs. I've used them many times over the years, this exact type from Campbell's. So I picked up 2 of them because they had a nice pair in excellent condition. No chips, no nothing. I bet they weren't even hardly used. So I thought that was cool. And then I look everywhere at Goodwill, pretty much. I mean, not so much in the men's unless I'm specifically looking. I like to find wrestling t-shirts for Jacob at Goodwill. I find really great WWE gear there for really cheap because WWE t-shirts are really expensive. But anyway, so I look everywhere, but I wasn't looking in men's today, but I also look in the housewares and the hard goods and whatever. And I saw a basket and I saw something colorful kind of sticking out. I'm like, what is this? So I walked over and I found these. This was in my thumbnail, you guys. I found these little quilted squares, double-sided like that. How cute. They're 99 cents a piece. And I can only presume these are like hot pads or like, like pot holders or something. I think that's what this is supposed to be for. Or you could set it down and maybe even set a hot pan on top of it temporarily. But it's like somebody made a bunch of these maybe, to sell at a craft fair and they didn't sell and they wound up donating them. Maybe somebody passed away. I don't know. But I thought they were so cute. And each one, like, even though these have the same fabric, they're in a different layout. And yet they coordinate really cute. So this pair is for me because I just love the colors. I think they're so much fun. And then I picked up a pair in this pattern. It includes, like, see, even coffee or whatever. Very cute. And it has a sage green on the back. And I picked these up. I'm going to send these to Megan, even though these have nothing to do with vacationing and everything to do with cooking and that kind of thing. She spends a lot of time in the kitchen doing a lot of meal prep and that kind of thing for her busy family and their lifestyle. So she would definitely appreciate these. And I think they're super cute. And they feature her favorite color, green. But how cute are these? I could have bought all of them. I love them. I started to buy, think of who else can I give these to? And then I said, Michelle, put them back. Just put them back. And, maybe I'll go in a couple weeks. And if they're still there, maybe that's the sign that I need to go get them. But in the meantime, I think these are really, really cute. How unique, right? And they're like brand new. Of course, I'm going to throw them in the wash. Well, Megan's I'll send to her and she can wash them if she wants. I'm going to throw mine in the wash before using. But yeah, pretty cool, right? I thought that was cool. Such unique stuff at Goodwill, And then the main reason I went shopping at Goodwill and have been shopping at Goodwill is, first of all, I'm getting rid of some stuff. Jacob had some clothes he left behind that he definitely does not want anymore, doesn't fit his, his new college lifestyle and that kind of thing. So I've been, getting rid of bags of clothes and things like that, just clutter from my basement, cleaning out and doing all kinds of stuff. And I also, I am in need of some clothes myself because I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I've been putting on weight lately, you guys. It's been kind of bad. I don't know. I'm stuck in a cycle of I don't sleep well and then I'm tired during the day and then I'm not exercising like I was before, which I wasn't doing anything strenuous, but I was walking a lot and it was helping me keep my weight down and I'm not doing that any longer. So I need to kind of break that cycle. But in the meantime, the truth of the matter is I'm going to need some clothing, particularly summer clothes, to go on my trip in January. I'm not going to have too much to wear if I don't go ahead. I'm pretty good with tops. It's mostly like shorts. And I also wanted to get I ideally wanted to pick up for myself. I was hoping to get on clearance somewhere, a 2-piece tankini swimsuit kind of situation. Nothing that shows any belly because I am not trying to do that, but something that's 2-piece that's just easy for bathroom purposes, So that was another thing that I was looking for. And you guys, I just scored so well between several Goodwills in the area, and I'm going to continue to look because we still have a few months. And also, I also noticed that as I'm getting, as I put on weight and that kind of thing, I can't just go to I'm not a snob. I love a deal like anybody. At TJ Maxx, I'm a TJ Maxx girl all day long, Marshalls, Kohl's, I love too. But when you start going to Walmart and Target, and when you're especially talking swimwear and stuff, and you're a heavier girl, and I am, I find for me personally and my body type, the clothes don't fit me as nice, or the fabrics aren't robust enough to hide the lumps and bumps that I am trying to obscure. So, and I say that with love. I love me, and I want to get in the pool. I'm not afraid to put on a swimsuit, but I want to be comfortable. And so anyway, stop the yapping, Michelle. Start showing the clothes. So first, I picked up these. They're like a pedal pusher, and they're a jegging. They're the Perfect Stretch Soft Jegging Pedal Pusher by Chico's, and this awesome dark rinse. And my problem with jeggings and why I don't normally get this pull-on type is as soon as I sit down, because I carry my weight in the middle. I am very apple shaped. I am thick in the middle. And as soon as I sit down, my belly, my whole fupa will just push that thing over and push over that waistband. And it's annoying me, reminds me of my maternity pants days, drove me nuts. But these, you guys, I don't know. Chico's did some kind of German engineering on these pants because they do not roll. They fit me amazing. They make my tush look awesome, and I love them, and they are perfect for vacay. So these will be coming with me, and I paid $6.99 for these Chico's denim jeggings in a pedal pusher length, and they look super cute. I love it. Okay, next. I'm trying to find another thing I'm trying to do with my clothes these days is buy more natural fibers, because I'm finding when I'm wearing when I wear nylon, when I wear polyester, there's nothing wrong with those fabrics. And in fact, They're easy care. You can wash and dry them. They come out looking like brand new, like you never have to take out an iron. But the problem with me is those kind of clothes trap heat on my body and they trap odor on my body, and it is just not a good combination. So I am looking for as much natural fiber content as I can in my clothes. And that said, it's not always easy to find and it's expensive. And I also, again, want to find robust enough fabric to obscure the lumpy bumpies that are going on, right? So I like labels like Land's End, but their clothes, even on a super sale, they're not cheap. They're just not cheap. Well, I got lucky, and recently at Goodwill, I found these by Land's End. They're in a 1X. They're these knit shorts with pockets, very simple, very cute. I want to say these are like, I want to say these are probably a 7-inch. Well, no, maybe not 7. They're probably 5-inch. They're probably like a 5-inch inseam. So not too short, very, very comfortable, just a pull-on style. They don't roll, they don't pinch, they don't do anything, but they're just super comfy. I paid $4.99 for them for Land's End, and they look like they were hardly worn. Really excellent condition. And they're a thick, robust fabric, which is what I am looking for. So yes, that was another excellent pickup. Another brand that I really like is Eddie Bauer. But not all Eddie Bauer. Some of the stuff is just, some of the stuff is just not my style. But these shorts, one thing I do like about Eddie Bauer is I like their quality and I like their fabric. And I found these shorts. They are a zip up. They're in like this like really lightweight nylon, kind of waterproof. They're not for swim, I don't think, because there's no like built-in panty on the inside. So I don't think they're necessarily meant for swim. But if you got wet, it wouldn't be a big deal. These would be great shorts to wear to like an amusement park and get on the water rides, or if you're going wading in the beach or at the pool, you don't want to get all the way in or whatever. But if you get wet, it's no big deal. That's what these are really good for. For hiking, definitely for hiking, like that kind of thing. Kind of sporty spice. They're cool. These are also, I think, a 5-inch inseam, but very comfortable. Fit me amazing. Like I was actually very surprised, especially with like, it had, I don't like anything with a fly these days, you guys. Even my jeans are killing me. Well, I think it's because honestly, I need bigger ones. So that's something I'm going to be looking for next. So look for the upcoming haul of bigger jeans for Michelle. But again, I know a lot of you guys can relate. It just happens, right? So let's love ourselves where we are and find ourselves clothes where we can and get the deals where we can, like places like Goodwill. It's also good for the environment. These were $6.99 by Eddie Bauer. Really, really comfy. I was very surprised by those. I just grab things. I'm just like, okay, if I even think it's going to work, I'm like, just try it, because you never know, right? Those shorts are a perfect example, those last ones. And then, so the aforementioned swimwear, and I really wanted to find 2 pieces, and Land's End makes excellent swimwear, but it's incredibly expensive, you guys. It really is. Maybe if you can find your size at an end of season sale, maybe you can get a decent enough deal, but you're still going to pay probably, you could still pay upwards of $60, even on a markdown, okay? Like I've seen the lowest usually is about $30 a piece, but I got lucky here. And I happened to find at Goodwill these by Land's End swim bottoms that are shorts. They're size 18, so I thought they'd be too big. They are not. They're fantastic. They are definitely swim bottoms because they do have a panty on the inside. And they have like a nice inseam on them, not too long. I don't want like Bermuda style shorts when I'm swimming. I was just looking for something on the shorter side, but something where you don't get any kind of chafing, chub rub kind of situation, These are literally perfect. They have pockets even. And I don't know what these normally retail at, but I went ahead and got these for $6.99 at the Goodwill. They're in excellent, excellent condition. And they fit and they are so comfy. I can't wait to go swimming. And by swimming, I don't mean I'm swimming laps. I do have a tank suit. I do have like a 1-piece swimsuit, but again, I wanted something that's 2 pieces for ease of bathroom and so on and so forth. I'm not just like hanging out at the Park District pool. This is like a big resort with lots of people and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to make life easy. So I went ahead and grabbed these, and then I thought I would get lucky and find a swim top. That's almost impossible. I mean, come on, let's just be realistic. So I went to Ross to see if they had anything left. They didn't. I went to TJ Maxx to see. And TJ Maxx is usually where I find my swimsuits because they carry really good name brands like Gotex and Jansen and, other good names of substantial, good fabric swimwear for a lot less. I usually pay anywhere between $20 and $40 for a swimsuit versus sometimes upwards of 100, 120. I mean, swimsuits are so expensive for something that's not a lot of material that you can't really wear too many places but the pool or the beach. That's a lot of money to spend, but I digress. Anyway, I happened to go into Kohl's looking for deals just to see what they had. I found a nice pair of sunglasses. Oh, I forgot to bring those up. I could have showed you those. Anyway, no big whoop. But I happened to see a rack of swimwear, and I saw that recently they started carrying what? Land's End. So I see a clearance rack of swimwear, and I spy with my little eye a swimsuit top, just the top, in a size extra large. I think that's what they're calling, or are they calling it a 1X? Hold on, what were they calling this? Extra large. Swimsuit top. So it's got like that kind of top front. It's got a cute back, strappy in the back with a little ring. Fun. Just a top. It's a tankini, covers everything. And I thought, there's no way that's going to fit. There's no way. It fits amazing, you guys. It looks amazing. And, it gets better. It gets much, much better. Because I'm all tummy and I'm totally apple shaped. The worst part of a swimsuit is it suctions to my belly. It just does. Again, I don't care. I just want to get out there and be in the water. So if that's how it is, then that's how it is. But this, you guys, it's a blouson. Here, I don't know if I can really show you. At the bottom, there's elastic, and it's actually like a blouson kind of fit. So it hides all of the belly. So it looks like a really cute tank top and shorts. It is the most unbelievable thing. I cannot believe I cobbled together a swimsuit with half from Goodwill and half from Kohl's on clearance. Now, I did pay a little bit more for this because it's worth it to me. It is absolutely worth it to me. And so they had this marked down too. Originally, just the top. Okay, just to give you an idea of what Land's End costs. The retail on the top is $82.95. $82.95, not even for the full suit, just for the top. They had it marked down to $58.06, which I still, no matter how much I like this top, I wouldn't have paid that. I'm honest. I'm just being honest. I would have held out and figured out something else, but nonetheless. They had 50% off this, so it wound up being $29.06. I also had I had a coupon for an additional 20% off, so that was like another $6 off, $24. So $24 for this, $6.99 for this, and I just put together a swimsuit. So what did so $33 for a really high quality, excellent fitting suit for a plus size girl like me. I'm going to feel confident. I'm going to have a great time. And I am just going to be ready to boogie at the pool with all my favorite fish friends, with my best friend, with other friends of hers that we've gone to shows to together. I just can't wait for it all. I'm going to feel confident and happy and good in my own skin. And that's really what matters, you guys. So thank you to Goodwill for giving me some affordable options. And I'm going to continue looking. So watch for some new stuff coming this way. And with that, you guys, that wraps today's haul. Oh, this was a long one today, 33 minutes. Yes. So if you stuck around, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys every time you watch. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I bid you peace.